We're also going to be mounting some accelerometers so we can see how much the bodies are occupants here. We got our biomechanical engineers, live action crash dummies. See, but what's kind of G-forces that are exerted on his body as a result of this collision?
No, that's all.
Inline collision, pretty typical scenario. Who in here has dealt with a common accident like this? And of course, it's always the vehicle in the front that seems to bring the most questions. It's like, were they involved? Who stopped first? Want to give everyone an idea of what, especially for the vehicle in the front, what kind of speed change and acceleration that the vehicle that's not involved is going to encounter. So in the rear, we have Ian. He's driving a 2013 Ford Escape, weighing in at 3,600 pounds.
Wow.
In the middle, we got a 2011 Toyota Camry, weighing in at 34,000 pounds.
3,400
pounds. And then in the front, we have Shin, our biomechanical engineer. And he's in a Chevy Cruze 2013, weighing in at 3,100 pounds.
Yeah, probably like 30-50 means the door's missing.
So being the lightest vehicle, we're expecting that to have the greatest speed change. And kind of what to look out for in this scenario. With the rear impact, we're expecting the occupants of the vehicle, their body's going to be moving in the direction of the force. So first they experience that rearward force, and then their body's going to be deflected forwards. Okay, looks like we're getting ready. Ian's throttling up. Give the OK sign. Shin, are we good in the front? Great. Okay. Everyone ready for this? Get some applause, come on. Yeah. Okay, well Ian's gonna get up to speed. He's gonna try to hit 10 miles an hour or more. We wanna move that white car right into the Ford vehicle and see how much speed change or speed increase we can get in this. You ready to go? Here it comes! Full impact! Ready to go! Well, we got 2 impact on that one. Yeah. So what we saw here, I mean, the big indicator of the severity of the collision is the delta V, or we have the speed change. So in this case of the middle car, we went from 0 miles per hour to 5 or more. And that gives us a general severity of the collision, the forces on the occupants.
Say workers' comp.
Yeah. No airbag deployment on that one. So. Also, all these vehicles are equipped with event data recorders. So it allows us to, assuming an event is recorded, which is a 5 mile per hour speed change, which is what Ian was trying to achieve, we typically get the 5 seconds of pre-crash data. So we have an idea of what he was doing, whether the brakes are on, what was the speed, what percentage of accelerator pedal input he had. Because really we want to know, I mean, what was going on. It appears Ian was on his way to Disney World, and then he got lost in this gravel parking lot with all these crashed cars. He was on Google Maps. He wasn't really paying attention to the human factors presentation earlier, and totally was distracted, and that caused him to rear end the other vehicle. Yeah, we'll have to study that a little bit later. Lesson learned. Another thing as well is even if we can't necessarily get data from all the vehicles, we can relate the speed change based on the relative weights of all the vehicles. So let's say if we know what the Delta V was for the Ford, we can compare that to the mass of the two vehicles and we can figure out what it would have been for the Toyota. In this case, since the Ford is a little bit heavier, it's actually going to have a less severity of crash than for the others. So what we're doing now is we're reorienting the vehicles for another common scenario. Who in here has been involved or had a case involving a sideswipe collision? So in the case of a sideswipe, you can generate a lot of damage, but still have relatively minor forces on the occupants or minor acceleration. There's been studies actually where they took a tow truck and rammed it in the side of a passenger vehicle, and the accelerations were on the order of like 1 times the force of gravity, which is, as we know, kind of equivalent to just brisk walking. So that's what we want to look for in this second crash is
it'll buff out.
Ian's going to scrape all along the side of the Toyota. Really pay attention to how Shin, especially his head moves, because in the study, they compared it to the head movement. They actually had an accelerometer on their head, and it was comparable to brisk walking. So Shin's just going to go for a brisk walk today. Unfortunately, this car is not as cool. I mean, it's not like the Chevy Cruiser tried to make it like a Jeep and take the doors and everything off. So sorry, Shin. This is kind of like your standard car that there's 50 million of these out there. We're kind of running out of good sides for the vehicle as well. So we picked a nice clean left side. Because I mean, we got to make it all match a little bit. So generally what we're going to see in the sideswipe is very little speed change on the order of maybe 1 or 2 miles per hour. Majority of the acceleration of the vehicle is just going to be rocking back and forth on its suspension. So the damage is going to look a lot worse than really any kind of acceleration or force that the vehicle actually encounters. Because it's just sliding across, there's not a lot of chance for it to actually accelerate the vehicle that it's impacting. I mean, the silly putty demonstration was one thing, but we figure we gotta up it a little bit on this one. So Ian's making his final roundabout, round the curve, getting into place. So Ian's still at loss. He's trying to find Disney World still. He's on I-4. He's doesn't know what lane he's in. He's got to get off the left exit to get off to the Magic Kingdom. But fortunately, Shin's just in the way. But Ian's still on Google Maps. He just doesn't. He's not paying attention. He's distracted.
Yeah. They came on that model.
Just make it a little. Just get on the camera. Who thinks the camera's gonna move? Who thinks we're gonna make a nice big cut in the side of the door at least?
Probably.
That's another thing as well when we're looking at these collisions is just the direction of scratches, and I can really tell a lot as far as the relative speeds of the two vehicles. So in this case, we know Ian's in a hurry, and Shin's just kind of driving the speed limit. Are we good? Camera's rolling. Helmets on. Okay. Everyone behind the white line, please. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's get some sideswipe action, everyone. Let's get excited. I guess there's a car in the way on getting to that exit.
Rear wipers on now.
How are we looking?
Yeah.
We got some streaking. That's good. Well, now
Nah,
that these vehicles
it's
have a lot of
drivable.
great data, we're gonna download them, and that way we can know what the delta V is, what the speed change, get an idea of the severity of the impact. Because we all know, I mean, being that in the side rail of the trailer, which is at a height of about 46 inches, you're gonna miss all your structural components of the front of your vehicle. So there's very minimal structure there to absorb the impact. If the Audi, let's say, were to run on the side of the trailer, there's a good chance it's pretty much going to go straight through, just scrape the top off. What we have here, we have an underride guard that's mandated by federal standards. Actually, started back in the 1960s. There's a famous crash involving an actress, major underride scenario, and that's when the government actually started mandating these underride guards on the back of commercial trailers. They have to be at a height of approximately 22 inches, which corresponds to the general height of a passenger vehicle's bumper. And what we've done here to make it a little bit more exciting is we've lowered the landing gear of the trailer to raise this up above the normal height of what you'd expect in a normal situation. So it's going to be lined up right about 27 inches or so. That lines up with the front edge of the Audi's hood. So that's going to miss all that bumper reinforcement. It's going to give us some really nice crush. We're hoping we can take the top off. I mean, it is pretty hot outside, so I mean, who thinks the Audi needs its top down? Yeah. Yeah, finally the cold front's gone. We got some sun, back to normal Florida weather.
You want to go sit in the car, Dad?
And what we have here with our so we're
Front and
actually
center,
towing the Audi in, and we have a breakaway system with some fishing lines. So due to the force of the impact, it's actually going to sever the fishing line and allow the tow vehicle to continue on, but still allow enough tension to where we can actually get the Audi up to speed initially. And since we don't have anyone driving it, we also just trying to making sure that it's going to track straight into the rear. We got to hit our target right here.
Yeah, don't want to
So
miss.
we got a nice 8-foot wide bumper we're aiming for. How we looking, guys? So we got a nice live action camera view. We got our nice $25 action camera. So even if it doesn't make it, hopefully we get some nice footage of this. Yeah, we're ready to take the top off. Who's ready to get the top off the Audi? Come on. So first we got to get some tension on the line. Don't want to jolt it too much. Don't want to have any kind of pre-crash. We want to break the line when we crash, not before. You guys want to see a crash, you don't want to wait for us to retie it. Who thinks it's going to be a total loss?
Yeah.
Someone go kick it. It's a total loss.
Right.
Boing.
Okay, everyone ready? Let's get some applause. Come on. Woo! Okay, well, Tim's gonna tension that line and get it towed, and then we're gonna accelerate as fast as we can, give you guys as much speed and damage to this thing as possible.
Try it again.
Round 2.
I won't lie, when I was we were testing this out, I did leave the car in park the first attempt. It didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone back. Okay, we're clear. Let's give this another go. Brakes off. And here it goes, it's accelerating up the speed. And faster, what's on the way?
Oh!
Whoa. So you can see there, yeah, very little damage to the bumper, but we pretty much,
Crumpled
the hood took the brunt of it, and the radiator.
That was cool.
That was cool.
I guess the alignment probably wasn't too off, it went pretty straight. Calculation as far as whether to deploy the impact or not. Little live action. So this is kind of like a CE for our biomechanical engineers because they now they learn a little bit what it's like to actually be in the driver's seat.
I get the slow mo, so I guess I can airdrop it.
So Shin, I guess the question for you, I guess for the study is that with the side swipe is equivalent to about 1 G or so. Would you say that? Okay, just that Ian gave us some great data on the side swipe. So in this case, it was 0.7 G, so 0.7 times the force of gravity. So what kind of daily activity was that comparable to?
Gosh, putting on the spot. Cervical spine, 0.7 Gs would be about the equivalent of, to sitting.
Wow, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, I figure you should remember. It was in his presentation if he remembers that nice chart you got.